Hi, Tanja here and welcome to TMJ TV, a weekly video series aimed at real estate leaders that would love more time to grow their people and their business. Did you know that leaders spend up to 80% of their time navigating the people, performance and productivity issues within the business? Now this means their focus is off recruiting for results, delivering strategies for success and gaining the market share that they desire. Well, I'd love to help. Every single week I'm going to share insights and free downloadable tools to help you and your people achieve your success in the least amount of time. I hope you enjoy this next episode of TMJ TV. Hi, Tanja here and welcome to TMJ TV, where today we get to turn the tables on our next guest because he's usually the one asking questions from best practice leaders and agents. He's been in the industry for 30 years. He averages around 5 auctions every weekend. He's a regular real estate expert on Sky News. You'll see him on Facebook on a Sunday and a Monday giving his shoot from the hip, no BS real estate rants, where up to 10,000 people tune in. He's an author, he's a trainer and a coach of up to 20,000 people that receive wisdom from him every single day. He has a family and get this, he has a full-time job as the General Manager of Sales for News Corp. This is one man that will never use a reason to get in the way of his results. It is my privilege to sit with you, Tom Panos.
Thank you, Tanja.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for our Key Leaders of Influence conversation around what is leadership and how is it relevant for today and tomorrow in real estate.
Pumped about it.
You have, as I've just said, you're no shortage of experience, and over the years you've interviewed hundreds and thousands of best practice leaders and agents. What are the fundamentals that you conceive, thinking back, around effective leadership?
I think, Tanja, their audio matches their video. So the bottom line is they don't just say the stuff, they're doing it. And because that is proof every day to the people around them, that the people that are influenced by them actually trust them, like them, respect them, actually want to copy that person, adore them, envy them. Mm-hmm. So I think it's this ability to actually having what you say and what you do in alignment. So I see that with great leaders. I can't help but notice this, they are smart. Like, good leaders are smart. They have the ability to read the play on what's going on in a marketplace. They're able to jump onto trends very quickly. The other thing, Tanja, that I think that they do very, very well is they catch people doing things right quickly and they catch people doing things wrong quickly. So what actually happens is that this behavior is set in the office because there's a saying, you get what you tolerate, and they don't tolerate shit.
Good leaders don't tolerate
Correct.
shit. Yeah, there's a great quote, the standard you walk past is the standard you accept.
100%,
yeah.
Because you're training people to be that way. Every time you allow something wrong in your business and you actually don't address it, you're saying thumbs up, keep doing it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Correct.
And then you have to suffer the impacts of that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So who has inspired you the most? I mean, you've had an extensive career, you've worked with the greats.
Yeah.
And so who do you learn from? Who inspired you the most in your journey?
So for the last, 12, 13 years, I've been working as an executive in a news corporation, and that's what I do. I mean, for the major period of that time, I've had budgets of around $300 to $400 million to look after. So with that in mind, it's the people that are around me that is most in my face. I mean, Rupert Murdoch, without a doubt. I mean, you learn so much from what he does. He's got this incredible, uncanny ability to be able to have high IQ, high EQ, and to be able to sniff opportunities and to be relentless in chasing them. Various CEOs, I hate naming names because I'm going to offend other.
We'll just put them in the category.
Other people. But the ones, Tanja, the ones that I've got most out of are probably people that have been outside of real estate. Because if you actually look at the real estate model, let's be really clear and accept that the majority of real estate leaders have a path which was salesperson or property manager, real estate agent, maybe have put on 1 or 2 PAs, and at some point actually said, I'm a business owner. Now, that model wasn't even in the case. Like a decade ago, this business unit model didn't even exist. So a lot of the times what we've got is a business owner who basically went from sales agent to leader. So they've been hacking away, learning what to do and what not to do by trial and error.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, in recent years, people like you have come along, trainers, YouTube, Google, the world of self-education, and what's actually happened is that people are also learning by getting information from other people. Yeah.
Well, you know, in the intro, I kind of shared a slice of what you do. It's pretty extraordinary. And I said, you know, you what I know about you and what I appreciate about you is you just don't let reasons get in the way of results.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
This is something that I think all leaders need to adopt because, and you would see this as a coach, we either have reasons or results. We either have excuses or great experiences. What is it that you have? What's in your DNA that's just made you that way?
It's hard to define if that's the way that you are because you don't know any better. I mean, for me, I've always just had this incredible ability, if given a situation, and that there were lots of situations that might arrive out of the situation. Just picture that there's an event and that there's 10 possible things that can happen. I've been gifted, Tanja, with the ability that I will seem to focus on the one reason why it's going to work, and I won't spend my time and energy in participating in the options that aren't going to work. So how do I get that? I don't know.
But you read, you educate yourself.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of, you know, training and courses and learn from the best. And the reason I ask this question is, you mentioned before the journey to leadership is often you're a sales agent or a property manager and you go on and you can potentially open your own office, and then you're in that dance of navigating being in the business and on the business. And you would have heard, as I hear a lot, you know, I don't have time. I don't have time. But we have the same 24 hours in the day. You seem to fit a lot in your day. You also have an extraordinary team that, you know, help you, and I see you give back to them. You'll go and have a meeting with Judith at the, you know, manicure place and get a manicure and have a conversation about the day or the week. What would you say to leaders who are using the excuse of I don't have time?
They're lying to themselves.
Right.
They're lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves. Like, as we're speaking here today, I'm letting you know that I've had my 12-month financial year's gone by. I've had a fantastic financial year. Like,
awesome, and
amazing,
you deserve it.
amazing,
you give so much.
Amazing. Having said that, I've also spent 7 or 8 months out of that 12 months in chemo.
Yes.
Having said that, I've run my auction company, which I do about 10 or 11 every Saturday. We've got that. I mean, I've been doing my job at News Corp, you know, speaking, like there's about 175 events, whether they're big or small, regardless, they are time. They take time, right? So in addition to that, you know, content curation for the real estate gym and all that. So when people turn around and say they don't have time, it's maybe because what you're doing you really dislike, and I get that. I get that, and I'll share a very quick story for you. When I got better, Tanja, and you've been very nice during that part of the journey. You'd send me things and send me your thoughts and other herbs and vitamins and juices and everything. But what I was going to say is, I tried. When I came back and I recovered 100%, I made a decision that I'm going to try and live a normal life, where I'm not working 90 hours, where I'm working, say, 40, 45 hours. And I did it for 2 weeks. Right. It was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah, because it's not innate to who you are.
Correct.
Right.
You know?
And were you trying to do that to just invest more in your health and well-being because you thought that's what you should do?
I was doing that because I thought to myself that I have to follow a lot of what everyone is saying, and that is life balance, which makes it really interesting because it makes me realize that life balance to me is about you being in flow, right? You can't force yourself to take someone's bestseller book that says what you've got to do is do 1 hour of meditation and do that and do that. No, you have to be the subject and the scientist. If you are in flow and your flow is that you love doing these 5 core things and it feels effortless and you're good at them and you like doing them, do that. That's your gift on the planet. Do that. Do not feel guilty. Do not sit there and listen to other people's opinions who don't have to live with the consequences of the advice that they give you, right? Right? So they can sit there and they can say, do this, do this, do this, and then you go up and do it, and they don't have to actually have anything to do with the results of that. So, for me, like as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about the audience that this is going out to. I just think like there's 3 or 4 things that come to my head that a leader needs to understand. If you're a leader, you're the CEO. If you're the CEO, you are the chief energy officer 100%. Of that business, right? Understand. If you're in business, you're in HR. If you're in business, you're in marketing. So accept, if you're a real estate owner, you are not a real estate agent that has become a real estate principal. You are in the business of human resources. You are in the business of marketing. So you are in the business of recruitment. So all of a sudden, what we're seeing, Tanja, is a heap of things that you probably aren't buying books on, a heap of things that you aren't going to lectures at, which are the things that your people want from you. And because they're not providing it, and we're probably going to touch on it, it is creating a situation now where your report shows that only 1/5 of people are saying, I'm in love with leadership in my business.
Yeah.
1/5.
1/5. So there's a huge opportunity, and you've referred to the real estate of leadership survey that I've done with CoreLogic, where we just wanted to do get a helicopter view of what are the desired futures of professionals in the industry, what is the current reality, and what's the leadership gap. My belief, Tom, is everyone, leaders, teams, no matter what role you play, we're all working with the best intentions. We're all operating at the level of consciousness we're at the time. But if you put your hand up to lead, there is a responsibility in place. And responsibility is the ability to respond to what your people need of you.
Well said.
When they need it of you. And not every leader, I think good leaders are not the ones with all the answers, but they know how to cultivate the wisdom from young rookies and seasoned professionals. What, in your experience, are the things that defines the leaders that will stand the test of time in people management? Forget the books and the marketing and social and paying the lease. I think people are our greatest asset.
Yeah.
So what are the qualities that will see leaders and teams be relevant tomorrow if they apply them today?
Okay, I would say number 1 is the ability to actually see the world through the eyes of your real estate agent.
Ah, beautiful.
Right?
Yes.
Because let me use a metaphor. Just picture a beach ball with different coloured panels, red, white, green, blue. And you've got the principal that's got the ball and he's looking at it. And he's absolutely adamant that the ball that he's looking at has got the blue panel.
Sure.
And then on the opposite side is his sales agent or her sales agent.
Yeah.
And that person is looking at a red panel, right? And you've got 2 people that are actually looking at the same thing, but they're absolutely adamant that what they're seeing is blue, the other person's seeing is red. A good leader has the ability to let go of what he's looking at and try and look at the world through that person's eyes. So when people turn around and say, hey, listen, I don't want to have this 800-pound gorilla, or I don't want to have this same person. I say, if you're a good leader, why don't you be as good as the best coaches in sporting world? They've got some gorillas, but they have learnt how to actually optimize and get the best out of that person and still be able to keep a team unit not falling off the rails. So I would say number 1 would be able to be seeing the world through their staff's
And
eyes.
seek to understand before you pass judgment.
Correct.
Look at the world from their view.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Correct.
then what? What's the next thing?
I would say the second thing would be understand that the biggest asset that you have as a leader now is to increase the earning ability of the people that are actually in your agency. And the way that you do that is you're able to help them through good quality coaching style leadership, understand that they probably have self-limiting beliefs,
Who? The leaders or the team?
the team,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
and on certain things that if you're able to help that agent change his or her story, that you're able to get them from writing 400,000 to 800,000. So we start seeing as a key competency in the new connection economy that a great leader, what they bring to the table is not a window shop front, not the fact that they've got a Premier All subscription, not a fact that, you know, they've got a great training provider, or they've got access to this CRM system. Everyone has got everything. So you turn around and you say, what is it? What is that unique thing? It's the ability for you as a business owner to get someone and to work with them and take them to improve their earning ability by you being a coaching leader. So you have an obligation, if you're a leader now, to learn performance-based techniques of coaching.
Yeah, because if your people don't value themselves, how are they going to be able to articulate the highest value for the property that they're about to sell?
Correct, 100%. And what you got, Tanja, like if that leader is looking after those people,
Yeah.
those people are looking after their vendors, you have got a very happy ecosystem in real estate, right? When you have that going on. But that plan doesn't work. Like I had a situation where I had a leader, I went to do a session, you know, like this is many months ago, Tanja, and the owner of the business said, don't worry about those guys there, they're dead wood.
Yeah, I remember you talked about this on one of your rants.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
I mentioned it on Facebook a few months ago, and I actually said to the leader, I'm just curious, were they dead when you hired them, or did you kill them?
Yeah.
And there was silence. But even though it's funny, Tanja, it's a fair question, isn't it?
It's a 100% fair question.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, the level of responsibility that leaders have. If a leader is saying, don't worry about them, they're dead wood, well, A, that's not humane.
Yeah.
B, as a business owner, that's a resource there that is having a slice of your market share pie. So if they're not operating on all cylinders, I believe it's the leader's responsibility. It's what you signed up for, to get interested in breathing life into them, because this is an energy game. Not only because that's just decent human beingness, but if you put your business hat on, every individual is accountable for generating business to your business.
Yeah.
You call them dead wood, well then you've just written off a percentage of your revenue generator.
Absolutely.
But you know, it's interesting, and I hear this too, Tom, you know, leaders, and we've all done it in many areas of our life, but we're talking about leadership. It's easy to point the finger.
Yeah.
It's easy to avoid responsibility and lay blame and judge the ineffectiveness of others.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is great leaders are more interested in, or they make like Gandhi, you know, they lose themselves in service of their people. They understand they are their greatest resource and asset, and they do everything that it takes to breathe life into them and give them the resources to succeed. And there's a difference between leaders that love seeing people rise above them versus, oh, hang on, I'm feeling a bit threatened and intimidated by your growth. Have you seen that in your journey?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom, I'm interested. I want to ask your opinion. If you were a new agent today, in today's day and age, in the current environment, would you invest your time and energy in becoming a super team, like climbing the ladder and becoming a super team, or would you choose to become a principal and lead a team?
Okay, it's a situational question, and I'll tell you why. Because there is no right or wrong answer. If you are the sort of person that is sitting at an awards night, and you have your staff are going up there and they're getting the top award and everyone's acknowledging them and everyone's clapping and they look like the hero, and in your heart you are jealous, right? You should not be a principal. You should actually
100%.
be that salesperson, and you will make more money, and you're also going to have your currency, which your currency is that you want to be recognized and valued as being top gun. You're better off staying as a salesperson.
And that's okay, by the way. If that's your
100%.
currency, don't try and play in a different currency, because
100%.
you're going to be bankrupt.
100%. Like, Tanja, the best people in REB top 100 that are getting all the awards, those salespeople, they meet that unit. That's what they are. They are people that basically have said, hey, listen, I do not want to be trying to get the best version of 20 other people.
Yeah.
I am in it for me. I'll have a couple of people that are going to, work my weaknesses while I work my strengths. They're my assistants. Call them what you like in their pod. But alternatively, if you are the person that has got this incredible idea in your head that you're going to have people that you're going to be coaching and they're going to be writing good numbers, and that you'll actually be spending your time and energy getting the best version of them, and when they get on stage, you are so happy, you are happier for them than you should be a principal. So I think it boils down to is when you ask yourself that question, if I'm sitting at an awards night, am I happier for my person than I am for me, right? Then you should be a principal. Otherwise, I think what you've got to do is take advantage of what the smart girls and guys are doing. You can write 3-4 million in GCI with a group of people working in your unit, and you can have an extraordinary life in real estate.
Without the headaches of leadership, if that's not your flavour.
Correct.
Because there's a lot to deal with.
I hope you found that useful. If so, please like it and share it. And if you'd like access to the free downloadable tool, just click on the available link. If you also have any questions or challenges, specifically in the area of leadership or mindset, just write it in the comments below, and where possible, I'll provide solutions to your requests. Remember, let love lead, and you can turn your workforce into the life source of your business. I'll see you next week for more TMJ TV.